After her 32-year legal battle, Lindy Chamberlain-Creighton says she won't be seeking compensation for the way she was treated. A Northern Territory coroner yesterday found a dingo attack caused the death of her daughter, 9-week-old Azaria Chamberlain. Mrs Chamberlain-Creighton criticised the then Territory government for failing to act against problem dingoes.
Lindy Chamberlain-Creighton and her husband Rick had time for a stroll in a Darwin park in between back-to-back media interviews. Despite more than 3 decades of legal battles to achieve a coronial inquiry finding officially blaming a dingo for the death of her daughter Azaria, Mrs Chamberlain-Creighton says she doesn't harbour any anger.
We go back to our normal lives, in our family at least.
But Mrs Chamberlain-Creighton has criticised the Northern Territory government for failing to listen to warnings in 1980 about dingoes in the Ayers Rock campground. The chief ranger at the time says he wrote to his superiors asking for permission to cull problem dingoes before Azaria was taken.
I'd written to them about the problem that we'd had before the Azaria occurrence, and I didn't get much feedback.
Mrs Chamberlain-Creighton says the then Chief Minister, Paul Everingham, was one of 2 people who denied the ranger's request.
2 of the 6 members who said no were Paul Everingham and Ian Barker, who of course was the QC opposed to us.
Both Paul Everingham and Ian Barker QC weren't available to comment, but Mrs Chamberlain-Creighton says she won't be pursuing any more compensation from the government.
When we got compensation before, small as it was, we were asked to sign a paper in order to receive that, saying we'd never sue them again.
But she would like an official apology.
Well, it would be nice. It's always nice to have somebody apologise, but not if they're forced to do it and they don't mean it. It doesn't mean a thing.
The Territory government has offered its sympathy but no apology. Michael Chamberlain would also like an apology, but for now he's not commenting on whether he wants more compensation. Michael Coggan, ABC News, Darwin.